Hi, this is Dr. Sham. I'm a rheumatologist. I practice here in Chennai. So now we saw what are the symptoms we saw in the previous videos. We saw why we get it. So how to investigate. So you yourself feel that once you get up in the morning, you have morning stiffness, or somebody known to you has that morning stiffness for at least half an hour. Immediately you'll be going to a nearby family physician who will be investigating you early. Then only you'll be referred to the concerned specialist like a rheumatologist. So they'll be doing so most important thing, always remember, always it is the clinical history first, then we go for the investigation. Please don't get the investigation done on your own, because there are some caveats. Sometimes, since we tell that if the mother has rheumatoid, there is a chance the daughter or son is going to have. Due to anxiety, they get to tend to do the blood test, and by chance it turns out to be positive. Remember, all these autoantibodies, just being positive doesn't mean anything. Always it is the clinical picture which is more important. Patient has a joint pain, patient has a morning stiffness, patient has a swelling, then we do the blood test. So remember that, because these antibodies can be present even 15 years before the onset of arthritis. So what it happens is it just adds to the anxiety, and there are some other investigations like anti-nuclear antibody. For example, a patient can have a thyroid. As I told, it's autoimmune. They can test positive for an anti-nuclear antibody, which doesn't mean anything, or doesn't mean you have any disease. It doesn't mean you have an SLE. So all these diseases, please meet your family physician or the nearby general physician, discuss with them, and then go ahead with the test. So the first thing I mentioned here is, one is ESR, another is CRP. So these are the ones what we call inflammatory markers. The more severe the pain and swelling is going to be, they are going to be elevated. But remember, this is going to be correlating, like more pain, more high ESR, high CRP, maybe in 70 to 80% of the patient, because there is a group where this can be normal, still the patient can have arthritis. Next is rheumatoid factor anti-CCP. So this we see initially 70 to 75% of the rheumatoid patients will test positive. Again, 20 to 25% will be negative for this. So if you have a group called positive rheumatoid arthritis, you have a group called negative rheumatoid arthritis. What is the idea of seeing is patients who have a positive rheumatoid, positive anti-CCP, some might be positive for both, some might be positive for one. Is if you have a positive antibody, the chances of having a severe disease is going to be more. Remember, it's always probability. Immediately don't get scared. So usually, compared to the negative, positive type is considered as a poor prognostic factor. It means the severity or the pain, inflammation might be more. But remember, many times I've seen they ask people asking, I have tested negative for this, then why you are telling that I have rheumatoid? So remember, it will be positive only into 70 to 75. As I told, it is the clinical picture which is more important. Usually, any patient with inflammatory arthritis, we expect ESR CRP to be high. Even that can be normal at times, and RF anti-CCP will be positive only in 2/3 of the patients. So remember that. So the third question, as I told, always if blood investigations are normal, does it means you don't have an arthritis? Not always. Rarely, in spite of having normal blood investigations, you can have an arthritis. So that is the reason the clinical picture has to be discussed with your rheumatologist or physician. They will be in a better position to help you out regarding that. There are some patients who tell like, see, but somehow I want a proof. So definitely these days, with the advent of ultrasound and MRI, that is possible. Even if your blood investigations are negative, the doctor feels that you have an inflammatory arthritis, you can very well go ahead with an MRI or an ultrasound. Sorry. So that will help in finding out whether there is, usually MRI is considered as a foolproof, or ultrasound, somebody in good hands, definitely they'll be able to pick it up. So these are the things which can prove, in particularly when there is ambiguity, there is not much of swelling, patient has inflammatory pain, blood reports are normal. So we usually ask for an imaging. Usually it's for one or two joints, it's possible, but if it is for multiple joints, then we might think of something like a bone scan. So imaging, what is the role of X-ray is usually, ideally as a rheumatologist, I don't want to use much of an X-ray, because X-ray is usually to look for damage. Means the disease is already established and it has caused erosions or damage, which the lesser the rheumatologist thinks about asking for an X-ray, it's good. It means the patients are doing well or they are coming early. So X-rays, if, of course, we can look into the damage, but it's always better that we treat the disease early. And there is a situation that many of the times the doctor doesn't get to ask an X-ray. That will be an ideal situation. Let's hope that's possible in the future. So this is how we investigate. So after the clinical history and examination, you have an inflammatory marker, you have autoantibodies. If it is normal, something is ambiguous, then you can use the help of imaging. Thank you.